yeah, I was taking care of the kids. I was, doing all these different things, and I wasn't alone doing that. But it was my schedule that was sacrificing because I had to have my time. I just kept doing that. And, when people call in and we start talking about people's schedules and stuff, they're doing similar stuff.
Sure.
Welcome back to the Healthy Sleep Podcast. We're your hosts, John and David. We're brothers, owners, and operators here at Mattress Grove. And this podcast is all about living a healthier life through sleep. We're going to share personal experiences, practical tips, and everyday things that can actually help you get a better night's sleep so that you fall asleep faster, stay asleep longer, and wake up rejuvenated.
What's up?
What's going on?
Hey, man. Yeah, heck yeah. Gosh, man, another couple weeks gone by, just busy, and I think it's a good time to talk about hustle. Hustle is a great word when you're playing football or you're playing hockey or whatever you're playing. But sometimes that hustle or grind can mean that you're not sleeping well, or you're not taking care of sleep. You're not being, present in your sleep. So today, we want to talk some about how we've maybe done too much hustling and less sleeping and not paying attention, and share some of you guys' stories too that you shared with us about what happens when you sacrifice your sleep for work and play and all the other things.
It does happen.
It does happen. So that's what we're going to talk about today. But how you doing, man? Since last time we were here,
man, I'm doing good. I am doing good. It's been a grind, but I've been paying attention to my sleep and trying to make sure I get good sleep though, and that helps relax a lot of it. But I also noticed that you had a green ribbon on. I've got a green ribbon on.
Yeah, heck yeah! It's Mental Health Week. Mental Health Awareness Week. That's right. Yeah. And you know what? Sleep is really the number one thing that can help with mental health.
Yes, it is.
Just being present about sleep. Again, when you're present and you're paying attention to your sleep, you're going to sleep a lot better than if you're not and you're staying up all night and doing things that cause us problems. So, Mental Health Awareness Week is important. And it's during May, which is Better Sleep Month. So it's
very important.
It's a reason why. Yep. That they're together. So get better sleep and you'll feel better and you'll be mental healthy. Yep. And I know mental health to me is important. I work on it every day because it's just like anything else. It's kind of like taking a shower. I mean, if you want to stay clean, you got to shower every day. So
keep that brain going.
Keep that brain just thinking, whether it's meditation, whether it's going for a walk, whether it's sitting by yourself for a few minutes So anyway.
So how you been? You been good?
Man, I've been good, but I did want to tell you that I've been pretty good in the last few years about sleep because I've become more aware. But I'm gonna tell you, I didn't even think about how important a mattress is. But I was down in Wilmington for Ellie's graduation, and we stayed in a decent Airbnb, nice house, and the mattress felt okay. It was a foam mattress, probably one of those bed in boxes. I didn't look at it, but anyway, it was a foam mattress. So it felt okay. Yeah. But dang, did I sleep bad? It woke up the next day sore every day. I was 3 nights, and man, it was terrible. I mean, I was slumpy. I was grumpy. My mood was not good. And I obviously I was on vacation, so I was in a better mood,
right?
But and I was celebrating, a college graduation.
That's a biggie. Yeah,
I was in a better mood, but I'm just telling you, it was difficult, and it made me not want to get into bed. So I can I hate to say that I sleep well every night, but I got back Sunday night. And, you guys know I track my sleep, and I was down in the 70s, terrible sleep, which I'm very rarely there during the weekend. And Sunday night, get back in my bed, 96. 96, and this
So
whole week,
happy
so
to be back.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, every night's been in the 90s. It's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing, and obviously I have my routine, which helps. But man, the mattress makes it just. My back is still a little sore. I have to say, it's still sore. It's still working its way out.
It takes time to get back,
It does.
recover from that short little period of time.
It
that
does.
You had a bad mattress.
So other than that, it's great.
Yep.
It's just I'd wanted to share that because I can understand what now what a mattress and we stay out sometimes like one night or whatever during the week,
right?
And that's not that big a deal. But when you stay multiple nights and you're not getting sleep, so I can't imagine if you don't have a good mattress and you're going months, years, right. and I get, like we talked about, you get used to it, so you don't know.
Yeah, and and again, when you stay in a hotel versus, I don't know how long those mattresses were there either.
True.
But hotels switch their mattresses out a little bit more regular.
Yeah.
The better hotels.
Yeah, so, exactly. But when you pay more for a house, you'd think you get a good mattress now. I got Airbnb. I mean, people talk about our mattresses all the time at our Airbnb.
Well, absolutely.
But they should, right?
Well, they're good ones.
They're great ones. That's right.
I don't think people think about mattresses that much,
right?
Especially when they're investing in that experience. But what they're leaving behind the one experience that people need the most.
Exactly. It's not the kitchen.
Yeah.
No, it's not the sofa. I mean, although have a nice sofa, have a nice kitchen. I mean, it's important. It needs to look nice, but the mattress, whether it's a hotel or Airbnb, is paramount because that's the one that. Yep.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly.
Well, cool. But other than that, man, hey, let's talk a little bit about the grind and the hustle and what happens to us, because I know I've been there many times, and I hope, knock on wood, I don't do that anymore, but I probably will.
Yeah, I've seen some things back in my time when when I first started working here. After I worked through high school and some through college, but once I actually established my position here and I started in customer service, I had to run the schedules. I had to do a lot of different things. I was learning.
You got to.
I got to. Then I had to. I thought I had to.
That's right. You came to work having to. That's right. I have to do this
because this was before I ever thought about anything being this is important. This is a business. This is mine or whatever else.
Right.
It was just a job, and so I came in for just the job.
Yeah.
And I was I had this routine where I would get up really early, like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, come in, run my schedules, get the factory going, then I would leave and I would go pick up Annie.
Mm-hmm.
She was 3 years old.
Yep.
I'd take her to daycare, and then I'd pick more, and I took Morgan to school, and so I was making my rounds, and then I'd come back here. So I'm doing all this stuff, juggling this around, thinking this is great. I'm being productive. I'm doing all kinds of things. Then I come back to work, finish my day up here, leave at 5, go back home, pick Annie up from daycare, check in with Morgan, make sure she's got her homework done and all that. And then we fix dinner, and then we, have a little bit of family time for dinner. And then I didn't have any time for me.
Right.
So then I'd stay up late, and a lot of times it was me and you on the computer playing games and stuff. That was how long ago this was.
That is a long time ago. Yeah. That was back when we played Tribes or one of those.
And stayed up to Soldier of Fortune or
Soldier of
whatever.
Fortune, yeah.
And, we'd stay up a little later than we should.
A lot later. Then you got to get up at 5:30 again every day.
1 o'clock in the morning we were playing.
That's not good.
Couldn't
so you
give
get
it up.
4 hours of sleep.
4 hours
5,
of sleep.
yeah.
Wake back up at 5. Go again. And you know what? I was being productive. In my
You were
brain.
super productive.
Yeah. I mean, heck yeah. I was taking care of the kids. I was doing all these different things, and I wasn't alone doing that. But it was my schedule that was sacrificing because I had to have my time in the evenings, and so. I just kept doing that. And, when people call in and we start talking about people's schedules and stuff, they're doing similar stuff.
Sure.
And so, if you're not aware of what's happening with your schedule, you don't realize how much hustle you actually have going on, that you're just staying busy. And then you're really not giving your body time to rejuvenate and do all those things. So, I can't tell you how many people I've talked to in the past 2 weeks about that.
I think everybody's probably gone through that. I mean, even if you're students, I mean, you still go through that, right, as a student. So I think everybody can relate to that hustle and grind, and then. But what are you giving up, to do that? I mean, I got to make an A in my exam. Well, but then you're giving up, a great mood the next day.
Yep.
You're actually, I know when I was doing those things, and if I do those things, which I've done those things recently, as far as those things being, stay up too late, don't focus on my sleep, and grind. I tend to get a cold or even get sick.
Right.
So I know it for me personally, it lowers my immune system. And so when I see other people getting sick, often I kind of equate that to that's probably what they're doing. They're grinding. Right. So, but I really think that everybody that's listening and anybody we talk to during the days, I mean, everybody can relate to this situation because we're Americans, and Americans work more than Europeans. I think more than almost any Western civilization.
Right.
And it's our culture. So but we can change that. And not saying we don't work as much, because you can work less and be more productive. Correct. Right. So and that's our goal, and that's what I know I can relate to. Is I've got a ton of stories like what you're talking about, and like you said, we I don't know what it is, if it's May Better Sleep Month, but people have been calling, talking about these things.
Yeah.
And we're here to help. Just have a conversation. The mattress is important, but there's other pieces that are just as important to make sure. If your mattress is new, or it's a good mattress and good comfortable, supportive mattress, then there's other situations.
I've always had a good mattress.
Yes, I've
been fortunate there.
I don't know. When we were in Florida, we might not have.
Well, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, because you were in a crib. You were in a crib.
That's right. Yeah, exactly.
That was an awful crib mattress. That's because I got up there with you and broke the dang crib.
Yep, exactly. And again, I had a great mattress, and still, my schedule really messed that up. And I can even go back and think about some of the conversations I've had with people, and when we actually discover the fact that this is why I'm not, because it in the moment it feels like I'm doing the right thing,
right, and
it feels like I can't just go to bed. I can't eat dinner and then relax for a half an hour and then go to bed. I wanted to get my personal time in. Sure. I wanted something I wanted.
Right.
And so it was like, no, I don't need that. I should have been able to go back and go, okay, I can go to bed now. And then I'm not missing out on anything. I mean, we wouldn't have spent the time playing the game together.
Yeah, but we can do that another time.
We'd have been a whole lot better off if we would have slept the next day. We would have had a little bit more energy to have conversation and be more productive.
Yeah.
So that then we could possibly have more time. But because what I really noticed is when two things happened. One was, I became more responsible here. And my job wasn't that job anymore. Right. It was a life. Mm-hmm. It was something that I loved and care about. And so when that shift happened, I was starting to notice, okay, wait a minute, I need to be more present. How can I be more present? How this is so important. This isn't about this year or this week. It's about, the longevity of our company. And so those thoughts started coming into play, and all of a sudden I was like, wait a minute, sleep's important, family's important, work's important. So let's figure out how to balance these things.
Yeah.
And so my tolerance and my patience really changed when I got a better night's sleep.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay. And it goes back to kind of what we were talking about, you will be a better person for yourself, and then others will feel that.
Yes.
If you get a good night's sleep. So I think that's kind of the shift that happened for me, was recognizing it, because I didn't know what it was. I mean, I felt the business becoming more responsibility on me, which made it heavier.
Sure.
So I was like, okay, well, can I work harder?
Right.
Well, yeah, I can work smarter.
Right.
and smarter was part of that, was getting a better night's sleep for sure.
Yeah.
Because it didn't happen overnight. It took time, and I'm not sure exactly when I realized sleep was it, but I just started looking back and going, you know what? I'm getting better night's sleep. I'm doing this. These things are really making it better for me, and I'm still trying today.
Oh, so, sure. It's practice. It's a practice for sure.
It's a practice. That's right. It's training.
Yeah, it is.
And if there's
it's continual training. I mean, no, we're not perfect at it by any means. That's why we're doing this. It actually helps us bring awareness to it, because we get to go back and watch these podcasts ourselves. So. But I do think that's something that if anybody, any of the viewers, any of our Healthy Sleep Podcast community here can just think about. If they're having a tough time or going through just rough times, look at your sleep. Yeah. I mean, really look at your sleep. If you're depressed, there's all these things. I mean, anything that's causing issues, usually it goes back to sleep. And, we can say that, well, I am acting a certain way and I can't sleep because of these outside sources, right. These outside things that are happening to me. I lost this person, or this happened, or my kids aren't doing well, or whatever. But at the end of the day, we will be better off, and that's what we are finding, and we're sharing with you guys. That's what high performers are telling me this. They tell us this when we, some of our network. But focus on your sleep. Focus on your sleep. Get your sleep. Do the things like, for example, go to bed at the same time and get up at the same time. We talk about getting up at the same time because that's if you get up at the same time for a week, you're going to go to bed at the same time because your body's going to put you there.
Absolutely.
But do just that simple thing can actually help you get a better night's sleep, which will make the other pieces better.
Right.
No matter what. So I mean, that's one thing that we can help everybody here with, and like David said, we're not perfect at it. No. We're practicing every day. Everybody here is. I mean, it's just part of life. We'll never be perfect sleepers.
No, we might sleep on a perfect surface, but we won't be perfect sleepers.
That's right.
Yeah, because one of the things that I hear all the time, and I encourage you to call us. Call John and David at 336-280-0077. We want to talk. We'll ask questions. We're going to be vulnerable and open up our experiences with you. We'd love to hear your experiences and figure out what is creating that sleep deprivation. What is creating those things in your life? Because again, I didn't recognize it.
Yeah.
I didn't recognize it until after I'd been to some conferences, thought about, I have to self-reflect, and it's hard to self-reflect by yourself.
It is.
Because it's easier when you have somebody that you're talking to and communicating with. Unfortunately, you and I go on a lot of conferences together. We can talk about, these different things that are going on. So it makes it easier for us, but we want to be there for you. So definitely.
Give us a call, and you can always go to mattressgrove.com too, and you can find a lot of answers there to your questions. But we love to talk to anybody all the time, anytime. And if we're asleep, we won't answer because our sleep's too important. But we will call you right back.
That's right,
for sure. But and in talking to even talking to friends, it's just interesting when we talk about the sleep surface or the mattress. And I wanted to share this story just really quick because this is how a lot of people think about the mattress. It's a secondary thing. And we're here to say that, you can have a perfect sleep surface and not sleep the best all the time. But if you have a perfect surface and a perfect mattress that has very great comfort but great support, you're going to have a better chance of having that. Because mentally it feels good. It's wonderful. There's nothing better than getting a new mattress. I'm just gonna tell you, there's nothing better.
Yeah,
but this friend. So I'm talking to this friend of mine, and he's having a hard time sleeping. So we're going through all the things, that it's causing him grief, work, with kids in college, all these things that normal people have when they're in their 50s or whatever. And so anyway, he's telling me this story, and then I asked him about his mattress. He said, "Oh yeah, well, I mean, it's okay. I mean, it's probably not the best, but it's okay. You know, I've had it for about 15 years." And I was like, 15 years? I said, "Good Lord, man." I was like, "I mean, you thought about getting?" And he was like, "Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, you're in the mattress business." I said, "Yeah, we make them. You know, yeah, I can help you out." He said, "Well, do you have like any seconds or something like that? I mean, you know, something." I was like, "Well, how much you want to spend?" He said, "Well, you know, I mean, like maybe $700-800. I said, "I mean, you talking about for a twin size? I mean, what are you talking about?" And this gentleman, I mean, he's a high performer. Mm-hmm. He'd be a higher performer. I mean, he's going through some tough times. He's telling me these things. And he wants to cheapen something that he sleeps on 8 hours a night. Yep. And here's the kicker. He's a mountain bike rider. I was riding. This was on a trail we're riding, and he's got a $7,000 mountain bike. Maybe 8. I don't know. But anyway, I'm sitting there going, I mean, let's talk perspective here. I mean, you spend 1 or 2 days on your mountain bike, maybe an hour and a half, because you can't work out to anymore. But you spend a third of your life, 8 hours, 7 hours. At least you need to spend 7 hours on a mattress every night.
Yep.
You want to spend $700 here, but you got $7,000 here. So anyway, he came to the conclusion that he needs to but he just the whole point is that we just don't know.
Right.
We don't put it in perspective. We think, hey, I can sleep on the floor, I can sleep on a sofa, I can sleep on an old mattress, and we can.
Yep.
We just don't do well
until you know.
Yes, until you know, and
when
so
you know.
That's right.
And then it's a different game.
Yep, exactly. So call us and we can help. And like we always say, we're here to help you. We're not here to sell you a mattress. We won't even sell you a mattress. We'll help you with questions so that you can ask the questions. Yep. If you want to ask us the questions, that's great. You can go to your local mattress store, your furniture store, ask the questions there. Yep. But you'll have a lot better chance of getting a great night's sleep because you're going to get a great mattress.
Yeah, we do. We want this experience to be great for you.
Yeah,
life.
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
all about life and healthy life. So
yeah, and again, if we're here to help.
Yep.
Anytime, if you guys got anything out of this podcast, hit the like button, subscribe to our channels. We're all over. We're everywhere. We're on TikTok. TikTok. We're on Instagram. You can find us at Mattress Grove, on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube. We always put these. We record these on YouTube podcast here. So, but if there's somebody that maybe you don't need it, but you know somebody that does,
pass along.
Pass it along to them. And they may thank you for it. So we really appreciate all you guys watching, and we're gonna keep these coming, and we just got to keep getting better every day. 1%'s the magic number.
Hey, get a good night's sleep, and you'll be 1%. I guarantee it.
Maybe 1.5. Yeah, I'll take 1.5.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Jump, boost forward.
Yeah, absolutely. But until next time, we appreciate you guys. Really do. Thank you for watching the Healthy Sleep Podcast.
So get better sleep.
Get better sleep. Let's go.